On our Showbiz Beat, the Golden Globes has long been known for its unpredictable choices, and last night, the Hollywood Foreign Press did not disappoint. Joining us now for a recap is Michael Snyder, senior editor-at-large with Variety magazine. Okay, so Star is Born.
Biggest upset? Biggest upset of the night. I told you nobody knows anything when it comes to the Globe. All right, okay. Giselle, you called Bohemian Rhapsody.
We did.
Both of you did.
Yes.
You know, in hindsight, I talked to some people at the parties last night, and they were at the screening, the HFPA screenings, and they said, standing ovation. This crowd loved that film.
Of course.
And in hindsight, like, had I known that, that would have been my pick to click.
Because you can't quarterback. You can't quarterback.
You know what? Everyone was expecting Star is Born. That was a huge upset.
You know what else was a huge upset? Glenn Close. She even
That was a
seemed
surprise.
stunned.
That was a surprise.
She seemed genuinely surprised.
Well, I don't think many people have seen that film.
Right.
It hasn't been much in the conversation. Now it will be, but that was a surprise.
Is that paying her back for years of great performances?
That's what they do a lot at the Golden Globes. I mean, that's why Kaminsky Method, for example, won for Best Comedy. That's a Michael Douglas Career Award as well.
And Alan Arkin.
Yeah. So they do love their stars, but a lot of surprises. Like,
all right, let's go down. Let's look at our ballot.
Let's look at the ballot.
We're going to check you. Okay. So Best Motion Picture.
Yeah. So Green Book, we thought like that really has true momentum.
Safe too.
And now even more momentum. I saw Peter Farrelly last night at one of the parties, and he said, like, I'm excited for this film now. More people are going to see it.
Some backlash though on social media about the fact that they won in the way that they dealt with race in the movie.
There is a lot of backlash about this movie. And I think that's obviously going to be troublesome when it comes to Oscar time, but it does at least have a little more momentum. He went out of his way to give a shout out to the family during his acceptance speech. I think they are trying hard to, sort of like smooth things over a little bit with the family and with the critics of that film.
All right, we talked about Bohemian Rhapsody and Kaminsky Method, Best Television Series Drama.
The Americans.
So happy about that.
I almost wore a wig today. That's how excited I was, in a disguise from the 70s.
Well, again, I do believe the Russians had something to do with this, so I don't know what's going on with their balloting system there. But, no, honestly, one of the greatest shows of all time. I just wasn't expecting that because generally the Golden Globes does not do these sort of, like, career retrospectives. Like I was saying, like, this is a show that's going off the air. They usually look at what's next, not so much give an award to a show for its body of work, but they did last night for the Americans.
I just want to take a pause here and talk about some of the highlights in terms of Jeff Bridges. His speech seemed like the dude, but it was so sophisticated and so inspiring. Do you agree?
Yeah, and just, you gotta love him because he kind of rambles at the same time. You're not quite sure where he's going with
rambling.
this.
It was so cool.
He is the dude. And I was talking to someone today who's like Jeff Bridges for Oscar host, right?
Yes.
Two birds with one stone.
You know who else? Regina King. She lots of conversation about her speech and her, call to action about 50% women, for people to hire women, and that's what she's going to do for a production company.
Great speech. Regina King, just love her in TV and film. She was nominated for both. To see her win for that, she's such an American treasure.
All right, how about Carol Burnett? I actually shed a tear. I mean, she's like my youth, and it was so nice to see her get that
and
wonderful
to see the standing ovation.
So much love for her. I mean, multi-generational too, right?
Yeah. And she talked about, a different era in television. That was very interesting. What we did then could never happen now.
It was interesting to hear that, and there was a little bit of scolding there as well, to sort of saying, broadcast networks, what are you doing?
It's like the big orchestras and all the costume changes. Yeah, it was.
But you're also not going to have 30 million people watch a TV show anymore. It just can't happen in this new fragmented era. So.
But you could binge watch it. So.
Yes, exactly.
It's just all changed.
What did you think about the hosts? What did you think about Sandra Oh and Andy?
I thought they were fine. I thought, the best you can do most of the time is to be fine and not really fall on your face. And I think they succeeded there. The problem with the show was it started to go really long. So at some point they had to, I think, yank most of their segments. So you didn't see much of them going on. I thought Sandra Oh was really inspiring at the start where she took a moment to say, like, I see you. This is a real moment for me, in addition to a lot of just the silliness. I thought something else really interesting was, there's a lot of inspirational speeches, but not a lot of politics, which I think also brought people together.
A very big
compared to last year.
Yeah.
Michael, would you come back a lot?
Anytime. I'm here for you.
We like having you on. It's great.
Anytime we can help you with your predictions, you let us know.
We'll do better next time.
And in break, we're going to talk about fashion. We'll be back.